Hi guys, Angel Eowyn here with the Angel Files. A really quick video here. I'm still working on another huge one and I don't want to be diverted for too long. This one is about animal bridges, or also known as ecoducts or wildlife crossings. A post appeared on my Facebook newsfeed yesterday and I believe this is an ME. I heard about these so-called animal bridges about 2 years ago, and at that time this was a new concept. They were in the process of building the first few. Now apparently these bridges have been around since the 1950s and originated in France, and of course there are now a shitload of them and probably more will appear. I have had confirmation from others in my Facebook group that also agree with me on this. Some have slightly different memories, but the general consensus is that these were not around in the 1950s. One friend who was born in France and grew up there and travelled extensively throughout Europe does not remember seeing these, although she does recall knowing about the existence of these bridges in the Netherlands. Now they are all over the world. The Netherlands has 66 of them, including the world's longest wildlife overpass. Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada, hosts a whole network of animal crossings, 44 of them to be precise, and they have been around for at least 25 years. The Netherlands is home to a great number of ecoducts, including this one, which help reduce the number of deer and boars being struck by vehicles. The bridges come in all shapes and sizes. These rope ladders have been used over Australia's Hume Highway in Victoria since 2007 to help squirrel gliders get across more easily, pictured here with some guest cockatoos. Every year, millions of red crabs migrate across Christmas Island to lay their eggs near the Pacific Ocean, assisted by these specially built bridges to stop them being crushed by cars. Nutty Narrows Squirrel Bridge is a small suspension structure which was built in 1963 above one of the main roads in Longview, Washington. By 2012, Germany already had built 35 of them. I live in Germany and I haven't seen one. I travel quite a lot throughout Germany with my camera. One of my hobbies is to pick a town or city or place and travel there for the day and just photograph. A wildlife overpass across a high-speed railway line in Norway, 44 meters wide, preserving an important migration route of moose. This stunning green bridge creates a natural connection between two mountain peaks near Seoul in Korea. Blending seamlessly into its surroundings, the bridge provides safe passage for wild animals and references the traditional Korean garden pavilion. The sides of the undulated structure simulate an organic mountainside path, while the center provides a more linear experience for humans. This wildlife ecoduct is located over a 6-lane highway in Singapore and is dotted with trees and shrubs. This netted crossing was built primarily for monkeys to make their way over a road in Bahia, Brazil. Animals Bridge lies on the Flathead Indian Reservation in Montana and was designed to be used by bears, deer, elk, mountain lions and others. This one in Colorado protects bighorn sheep and deer. 24 wildlife crossings and 12 bridges modified for wildlife have been constructed along a 40-mile stretch of Interstate 75 in Collier and Lee counties in Florida. These crossings are specifically designed to target and protect the endangered Florida panther, a subspecies of mountain lion found in the southeastern United States. The Oracle Road Wildlife Bridge is the first of its kind in the Sonoran Desert. The bridge measures 150 feet wide, the minimum width necessary to provide shielding from the sights, smells and sounds of the roadway below. The bridge was designed to accommodate the greatest number of species, and specifically for deer and bighorn sheep. Ecoduct Crossing E314 in Belgium. I had to include this because, well, I just love the image. It is an animal underpass in Finland, protecting Finland's wild animals and larger animals such as elks. Lake Washington has a wildlife overpass to provide safe passage for bear, elk, foxes and other animals over Interstate 90 east of Snoqualmie Pass, although this one may be fairly new. Critically endangered Central European wolves have learnt to use wildlife overpasses that span the major A4 motorway in western Poland. The first hard evidence of regular overpass use by 3 separate wolf packs was recently documented on video. This is actually really cool. The presence of these wolves in western Poland and their willingness to use the overpasses is a positive signal that their recolonization may continue to gain strength. An article says that there are about 850 individual wolves in about 150 packs in the entire country, and the population appears to be increasing. I have put the link to this article below. New Jersey has one on the Atlantic City Expressway aimed at protecting deer and other wildlife trying to cross a highway that carries 53 million vehicles a year. Fences guide the animals away from the highway and into 4 culverts beneath it. There was even one image listed as unknown, so even others are having problems identifying these bridges. There are loads more. There is even a bee highway in Norway. Anyway, I really don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole on this one. This interests me though because I have already covered a video on bridges, and if we are to look at the symbolism, then I feel that bridges are very significant. I will leave links as usual also for my bridges video below in the description. There is an article I found on a planned bridge in California. Now, this article fits my timeline better because the article gives the impression that this is a big thing. Quote, "The Wildlife Overpass project would be the first of its kind in California," unquote. The title of the article is "Wildlife Crossing over the 101 could begin construction by 2022. So if this has been around since the 50s, why make such a big deal about this one? One interesting point is, as I now Google for images of these bridges to put into the video, I see that there are actually not many images for many of these bridges, which for me is a big tell that this is a change. I mean, let's face it, if these have been around since the 50s, we're talking 60 to 70 years. There should be a whole lot more images, right? If I look in another 6 months, there'll probably be more. Which raises another fascinating point. When reality shifts, or when we shift into another reality, I have noticed that we don't always see the full effect straight away. It's like it needs time to fully develop. I also found tons of 10 best animal bridges articles, and they all had the same bridges listed using the same images of those bridges, but apparently there's loads of them all over the world. Just to clarify here, I'm not saying that all of these wildlife bridges have suddenly appeared and that they didn't exist before. What I'm questioning here is how long they have existed, and of course how many of them there are, because my memory, or as some of us like to say, my knowledge of this, was that this has only been a new concept within the last couple of years. It's funny because some of the articles I'm finding have titles such as "Animal bridges popping up all around the world." I mean, what do they mean by popping up? Building a friggin' bridge is no mean feat. And for me, popping up means they were effing well not there yesterday, so they've popped up today. One last point. Not one image or article came up of a bridge in France. There were many articles that referenced France as being the forerunner of such bridges, but no images on any wildlife bridge in France came up. So where are all these bridges that have apparently been in France since the 1950s? It is quite possible that because I didn't want to be led too far down the rabbit hole on this topic that I simply didn't see them or go deep enough. But seriously, if they started in France and one Googles wildlife bridges France, how much deeper does one need to go to get at least one article on one bridge in France? If anyone has more time to invest in this and wishes to contest this, then please do so. I didn't even really have time to do reverse image searches, which is where I may have had more success in finding something. I did manage to do some reverse image searching, and Google couldn't recognize the images. It identified them only as either aerial photography, another identified one as animal bridge over highway, but it didn't tell me which bridge it was, which highway or which country, and another one was identified as bridge. Well, no shit, Sherlock Google, even I could have deduced that myself. The good news is, Google recognized the one in the Sonoran Desert. I am Angel Eowyn from the Angel Files. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to get all my future videos, which I will be regularly uploading. Have a great day and see you soon.